What if I told you that some of your memories, things you're certain happened, might not have happened at all? Not because you're wrong, but because we might be living in overlapping realities. This strange phenomenon has a name, the Mandela Effect. It's when large groups of people remember the same thing incorrectly. A shared false memory, a collective glitch. Today we're going to break down what the Mandela Effect really is, why it happens, and what it might reveal about the nature of our memories, and maybe even our universe. The Mandela Effect gets its name from one moment. People around the world remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. They remembered the news coverage. They remembered the speeches. Some even remembered watching his funeral. Except that never happened. Mandela was released, lived for decades, and passed away in 2013. So how did thousands, maybe millions, remember a detailed event that never occurred? At its core, the Mandela Effect is a mismatch between our memory and reality, but on a collective scale. It's not one person misremembering, it's many people recalling the same wrong memory. But why? Is it psychology, mass information, or something weirder, a hint that our reality might not be as stable as we think? Let's look at some of the most famous Mandela effects, glitches you might have experienced yourself. The Monopoly Man. You've seen his monocle, right? He doesn't have one. He never did. The classic line from Star Wars, Luke, I am your father, never said. The real line is, no, I am your father. The Berenstain Bears, spelled with an E-I-N, except it's never been spelled that way. It's Berenstain with an A-I-N. Fruit of the Loom. Did their logo have a cornucopia behind the fruit? Millions say yes, but it never existed. These examples raise a question. If so many people remember the same incorrect details, what does that say about memory or reality? Psychologists offer a grounded explanation: false memory formation. Our brains aren't designed to store perfect information. They store shapes, patterns, and associations. If the Monopoly Man looks like Mr. Peanut, we attach the monocle. If we hear a famous movie line misquoted enough times, we adopt it. If Stein is a common ending, then Berenstain feels wrong. Another factor is confabulation, when the brain fills in missing details to make a story feel complete. It's not lying, it's stitching together fragments to create a narrative that feels accurate. But here's the problem. These explanations don't fully capture why millions share the same highly specific false memories. That's why some people think something deeper is happening. This is where things get interesting. Some believe the Mandela Effect is evidence of parallel universes, slightly different versions of reality brushing up against ours. In one universe, Mandela died in the 1980s. In another, he didn't. In one version of Earth, the Berenstain Bears are spelled with an E-I-N. In ours, it's an A-I-N. If infinite realities exist, then shifting between them, subtly, unconsciously, might explain why some memories don't match our current timeline. Is that the truth? Well, there's no proof. But the idea itself forces us to confront an uncomfortable question. What is memory? A stored fact? Or a snapshot from another reality? Neuroscience suggests something humbling. Your memories aren't like files. They're more like stories, reconstructed, altered, and edited every time you recall them. Every memory you have is part truth, part imagination. The brain prioritizes meaning over accuracy. So maybe the Mandela Effect isn't proof of shifting universes. Maybe it's a reflection of how human consciousness works. A reminder that our minds bend reality in ways we don't always notice. But that doesn't make the experience any less strange. Because even if the case is psychological, the feeling that something is wrong with reality remains very real. Here's the unsettling part. If memories can't be trusted, how do we know what's real? Your childhood, your relationships, your identity, all of it is shaped by memory. This fragile, shifting thing. But maybe that's the point. Reality, At least the reality you experience is built out of your perceptions, your interpretations, your stories. So whether the Mandela Effect is a glitch in your brain or a glitch in the universe, it reveals something important. Reality is not fixed. It's fluid. It's personal. And sometimes it's a little strange. Maybe your memories are wrong. Maybe they're from another timeline. Or maybe they're just proof that your mind is more powerful and more mysterious than you think. Thanks for watching. If you have your own Mandela Effect examples, drop them in the comments below. I'm curious which ones you've experienced. That's all from me. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.